Hello students, I am Prabhat Kumar Das, Associate Professor of GRYIP Institute of Pharmacy. Today I am going to teach you about endocrine glands. Okay, here's the introduction part. First, we have to know what about gland. What is gland actually? It is a group of cells which take certain material from tissue fluid and make new substances of them. It means from the glands we find actually hormones. Okay, hormones we found from the gland. So that the source of the hormones are the mainly are the glands. Glands are the two types actually. That is exocrine glands and endocrine glands. Exocrine glands are duct glands and endocrine glands are ductless glands. Okay, duct glands or exocrine glands meaning they secrete their secretions from the ducts through the ducts, and the ductless glands means or endocrine gland means they have no ducts. They are ductless glands. They directly secrete their fluids or their hormones into the tissues and the blood. Okay, this is the endocrine and ductless glands. Is the diagram of major endocrine glands of our body. First one is the hypothalamus. Okay. Number two is the pineal gland. Number three is the pituitary gland. Pituitary gland is of two types. That is anterior pituitary gland and posterior pituitary gland. Okay. Then after that, thyroid gland. Thyroid gland is two. Okay. Parathyroid gland. Parathyroid gland is of four. Four parathyroid glands are present. Thymus gland is one. Okay. Then adrenal gland is of two. Adrenal gland is divided into two parts. That is cortex, adrenal cortex, and other one is the adrenal medulla. Okay. Then after that, islet of Langerhans. Islet of Langerhans means pancreas is the part, is the main organ, and is called islets of Langerhans because islet of Langerhans produce hormones, endocrine hormone. That's why we don't use the name of pancreas. We use the name of islet of Langerhans. Then after that, gonads, that's our reproductive organs. Ovaries in female it is two, and testes in male is about two. Okay, so that is the quantity, that is number. How many glands we have in our body? That is the number. Okay, in diagram you see the pineal glands, hypothalamus glands. Okay, pituitary gland. Below the hypothalamus there is pituitary gland. Okay, as you know, pituitary gland is also called the queen of the glands because most of the hormones are secreted from pituitary gland. That's why we call it queen of the glands or master gland. Okay, then after that, thyroid gland in our neck. Parathyroid gland is the behind the neck. In front of the thyroid gland, in front is the thyroid gland, and back of the thyroid gland there is four parathyroid gland. Okay, then the thymus. Okay, then after the adrenal glands above the kidney. Okay, this is also called supraadrenal glands. Then after that, pancreas. Then over the ovary in the female and testis in the male. Okay, that is the location of the all the glands that is present inside our body. This is another diagram of the endocrine glands, that is hypothalamus, pituitary and pineal gland in the brain. Then the thyroid gland is in the neck. Okay, two thyroid glands are present and four parathyroid glands are present behind the neck. Adrenal glands, that is also called suprarenal glands. Okay, above the kidney. Pancreas, we found pancreas. Then after that, ovaries in female and testicles or testis in the male. Okay, then first of all we must know about hypothalamus, because as we know all our glands and all our body is controlled by the brain. As we know that our central nervous system is the control unit of our body. Okay, though hypothalamus is a part of brain and it has also its controlling unit on pituitary gland. Okay, pituitary gland, hypothalamus exerts its action through pituitary gland. Hypothalamus is the boss and pituitary gland is the master gland. Okay, After order of the hypothalamus, pituitary gland secrete all its secretions or hormones inside our body. Okay, first of all, we have to know that what is the function of hypothalamus. In hypothalamus, there is lots of controlling unit are present. One is the temperature control. As you know, fever is controlled by the hypothalamus. Number two is the water balance. Okay. Number three is the eating behavior. What is our eating behavior, that is also controlled by the hypothalamus. Okay. Then the urinary bladder control, urine system control are also present in the hypothalamus. Okay. Blood pressure and secondary respiratory center. So these are the control unit of the hypothalamus. Okay. Introduction. It regulates emotions, feeding, thirst, body temperature, etc. So here we have to know about hypothalamus, because hypothalamus is the controlling unit of our pituitary gland. That's why we have to first know what about hypothalamus. Hypothalamus regulates the emotion, feeding, thirst, and body temperature. Control the release of hormones from the anterior and posterior pituitary gland. Okay, it controls the release of hormones of the anterior and posterior pituitary gland. Hypothalamic releasing hormones. Okay, so the hormones released from the hypothalamus. Number one is the TRH. TRH is thyrotropin releasing hormone. Then second, the CRH, corticotropin releasing hormone. Then after that, GnRH, that is gonadotropin releasing hormone. Then GHRH, that is growth hormone releasing hormone. Okay. Then GHIH, growth hormone release inhibiting hormone. Then after that, PRF, prolactin releasing hormone. Then after PIH, prolactin inhibiting hormone. So these are the 7 hormones that release from the anterior pituitary gland, okay, by the order of hypothalamus. All of these are released in the blood and capillaries and travel immediately. Okay. After that, pituitary gland, as you know, already discussed that pituitary gland is also called master gland. Master gland because the pituitary gland is the source of all hormones. That's why it's called the master gland. Okay. So in this picture we actually see the location of the pituitary gland just below the hypothalamus. Look at the hypothalamus in the position of the pituitary gland. Okay, so hypothalamus above the pituitary gland, it also ordered the pituitary gland to secrete hormones. Okay, so hypothalamus is the above of the pituitary gland. Okay, then introduction about pituitary gland. So it lies in the hypophyseal fossa of the sphenoid bone below the hypothalamus. Okay, it weighs about 500 mg. Anterior pituitary gland, from the anterior pituitary gland we found lots of hormones, that is GH, growth hormone, prolactin hormone, melanocyte stimulating hormone, thyroid stimulating hormone, adrenocorticotropic hormone, that is ACTH, follicle stimulating hormone, that is FSH, luteinizing hormone, that is LH. Okay, so this is the diagram how we show the growth hormone. Okay, in the last, the tall person have lots of growth hormone release in their body. Okay, and the smallest person have low growth hormone release in their body. That's why their body structures are different. Okay, posterior pituitary gland we found only 2 hormones, that is oxytocin. Okay, one is the antidiuretic hormone, ADH. Okay, antidiuretic hormone, and other one is the oxytocin. Okay, oxytocin, what is the function of oxytocin? Oxytocin actually it is a smooth muscle contraction contractor to stimulate the smooth muscle contraction of uterus and mammary gland at the time of labor. Actually, at the time of a baby birth, that is labor induced. So for the induction of labor, oxytocin stimulate the smooth muscles of the uterus. That's why the baby comes out from the baby comes out at the end of the labor. Okay, so oxytocin is a smooth muscle contraction stimulator of the uterus. Okay, and after the baby birth, it also stimulates the mammary gland to release milk for the baby. Okay, because after the birth, baby actually can't suck itself, so to find the milk. So that's why oxytocin automatically stimulate the mammary glands to stimulate or to release the milk. Okay, so oxytocin have two functions, that is stimulate the smooth muscle contraction of uterus and stimulate the smooth muscles of the mammary glands. Anti-diuretic hormone, the second hormone. Anti-diuretic, as you know, diuretic means the release of urine, the increased release of urine. Anti-diuretic means to decrease the production of urine. Why we decrease the production of urine? Because if diuretic part stimulate inside our body, then our water get depleted. As we enter inside of water, and water get depleted through the urine. That's why antidiuretic hormone and diuretic, they both work simultaneously to conserve the water. Okay, so it stimulates the water absorption in the collecting tube ducts. It means it reabsorbs water inside our body. That's why when I get when we can't drink water, that time also we have water inside our body. So the antidiuretic, because the antidiuretic reabsorb the water inside our body, it stimulates vasoconstriction. Okay, okay, and it lacks in diabetes insipidus. Okay, in case of diabetes patient, the antidiuretic hormone lacks. That's why diabetic patient get to go lots of toilets and lots of urine excretion inside their body. Okay, because the antidiuretic hormone depleted inside their body. Okay, so inside in this table, we can't know about the summary of the all the hormones. Number one, the anterior pituitary gland, as we know, FSH, follicle stimulating hormone. Target organ is the ovarian testis. Okay, the follicle stimulating hormone is actually a hormone of the reproductive organ. Okay, so in females, growth of ovarian follicle and secretion of estrogen. Okay, in male, it helps to make sperms. Okay, so that's the function of FSH. LH, luteinizing hormone, it also a reproductive organ and it acts on both ovarian testis. In female, it helps for the ovulation and maintenance of corpus luteum. Okay, after the ovulation, when the Graafian follicle become corpus luteum, it maintains the corpus luteum. In the male, it helps for the testosterone secretion. Okay, so then the next hormone, the TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone. As the name suggests, it stimulates the thyroid gland. Okay, thyroid gland, as we know, we have two thyroid glands inside our neck. So two thyroid glands, the growth of thyroid and secretion of hormone. Hormone, which hormone? That is T3 and T4. Okay, so they secrete the hormone of thyroid glands. Then after that, ACTH, adrenocorticotropic hormone. Okay, the target organ is the adrenal cortex. As we know, the in the diagram, we get the suprarenal glands above the kidney, the growth of adrenal cortex, secretion of glucocorticoids. Okay, PRL, prolactin, it acts on mammary glands. Okay, mammary glands and testes. Mammary glands, it synthesizes the milk. Okay, and the male, it increases the LH sensitivity and testosterone secretion. Okay, then growth hormone. Growth hormone is also called somatotropin hormone. As the name suggests, it acts on liver and somatomedin secretion and widespread tissue growth. As our body grow, this is the because of the growth hormone activity, our body grow. Okay. Then after, posterior pituitary gland, we also already discussed ADH, antidiuretic hormone. It water retains, it reabsorbs water from the kidney tubules so that our body conserve water for the future or for the emergency use. OT, oxytocin, uterus and mammary gland, labor contraction, milk release, possible involved ejaculation, sperm transport, and sexual affection. Okay, so oxytocin, as you know, the milk, it is a labor contraction, milk release. Okay, then it has many other functions also. So in this table, we get to know that the posterior from the hormones of the anterior pituitary gland as well as from the posterior pituitary gland. In the next class, we discuss further more about the endocrine glands. Okay.